Hey guys, Peach here. Before we start our weekend at Chicagoland, I have an update regarding the X and Truck series. Evan Hunter was just released from his ride in the number 21 RCR car in the X series. The reason for that is because he already has a Cup ride in the 37 in the Cup series. I didn't even realize until much later that he also had an X series ride on the 21, which is something the Cup drivers cannot have, to give everybody else a chance to compete in an Intertown 3 series on my channel. So Evan Hunter's been released from the 21. He will stay in the 37 for the Cup series. I was just going through the roster, and he was in the X series roster even though he was already a Cup driver, and I said that Cup drivers weren't allowed to be in the X series nor the Truck series, but their other drivers could. Whoever doesn't have the X Cup ride, I should say, whoever doesn't have a Cup ride can sign up for X and or Trucks. So unfortunately, because of that, Hunter's been released from the 21, and Leia Walker will take over the 21 car for the rest of the season for the RCR team in the X series. And also an adjustment has been made for the Truck series roster. Leia Walker will no longer be driving in the Truck series this season. She was in the 0, and now she'll move over to the 21 for the X. And Luke Walker will stay in the series. However, he will move over to the 20 truck in the Pokemon Truck series for the same team. The O2 team decided to shut down in the middle of the season, even though they finished second in Chicago last weekend. They decided to move Luke over to the number 20 for the Young's Motorsports team, the ride that was driven by Avi Sachs. Sachs has been released from his ride, and Luke Walker will step in for him in the 20. I just put Avi Sachs' name because not all trucks were filled. I just had to come up with somebody to fill one more spot in. So Avi Sachs, it really doesn't matter anyway. I feel sorry for him. I had to release him from his ride, but he didn't sign up. I signed up for him, and things happened, and I completely made a mistake in the X Series roster, forgetting that Evan Hunter already had a Cup ride. My bad. I apologize. There were like a lot of names, and I tried my best to update as the time went on. So my apologies for that, for getting that error until right now. So Evan Hunter will stay in the Cup series in 37. He will no longer be in the 21 for the X series because he already has a Cup ride. Leia Walker will move up to the 21 car in the X series for the rest of the season, and Luke Walker will move from the 02 to the 20 for the same team, and Avi Sachs has been released from his ride, and the 02 car has been shut down. Same for the 0 truck in the series. Leia Walker was driving the 0, but now she will be released. That 0 car and the 02 will both be shut down. So Luke Walker will be in the 20 for the Young's Motorsports for the Truck Series for the rest of the season. And that means we're only left with 28 trucks for the rest of Season 3. And the roster, the other one, we're left with 30 cars for the Pokemon X series for Season 3. It's the same as before. The trucks are just going to lose two rides, I should say, for the rest of the season because of my error. So I apologize for the error again. And now let's get you to Chicagoland. We begin with the Overton's 225 at Chicagoland Speedway. Kent McGrant started on the pole for today's race. Kenny Johnson tries to repeat his success from his last race at Chicago Motor Speedway. He's in the wall though, battling a near 4-wide situation, getting himself real tight now in the pickle as these trucks are getting used to the new layout of Chicagoland. It is a different one than what we're used to running at. Avi Sachs is in the 7 truck for the rest of the season. I did mention earlier that his ride 02 was being discontinued. His 20 car was being replaced by Luke Walker as he moved from the 02 to the 20. And but the 7 car, Avi Sachs has decided to go to the 7 for part-time racing in the Truck Series. He'll only compete in certain races. Anyway, Michael Cano is going to go to the race lead over Kent McGrant. And what has happened here? Pichu and Cullen Francis have gone into the grass now, and they've just saved it. Not sure how they got into the grass and be stuck on the apron like that, but no one, as you can see here, nobody turned them around. They just ran on the grass for whatever reason. Oh wow, why did they do that? I have no idea. I mean, Gustavo Rocha and Pichu, I'm not sure why they would go in the grass like that, but they lost a lot of positions doing it. Anyway, here's Michael Cano in the lead, and Ken McGrant is going to try to retake it. And now he's going to go down low, and he's going to try to get the better run here on the corner. And Ken McGrant has got the lead back from the 27. Now we see Robbie Bogus trying to go for second place now in the bottom apron. Really almost trying to get in the apron, and he's trying to get the pass to go down. And he does so successfully as Robbie Bogus takes the lead. And Ryan Rickshaw goes down low, and he's going to go side by side with the 24 truck. And now Rickshaw is going to be battling for it. And he's getting some help from Chris Emdev from behind. And the caution's out for the first time in this race. Who's going to race back to the line? Who's going to get it? It looks like Rickshaw's got it to the caution flag. And here's why we're under yellow. A big crash with Annabeth Ferris spinning out. David Vigneault Jr., I see him involved. Oh, Nicky Maxwell spun hard. Oh, man, Pichu. A direct hit onto the number 6 truck. This is his onboard camera right. Direct hit front to front there. And that was a hard crash on the 43 car. David Vigneault Jr. spins out as well. And the 22 is hit also. And his 2 is also hit. Eli Bright, though, trying to get that second spot away from Chris Emdev in the 27. Now Cano and Emdev battle it out for the lead, and now the 99 is taking second place. So Bright's one of the 4 drivers competing in all 3 races in the weekend of Chicagoland. So is Michael Cano. Now 4 trucks are on the apron. I'm not sure what this is all about. Not sure why some of the trucks would go on the apron without getting hit by somebody from the back. And now there's a wreck there. Kenny Johnson got into a couple other trucks. Let's look at a replay again. There's Kenny Johnson in that 735 truck getting into the grass and getting right back up and going down and going back up again. And then there's the crash right there. You had Ryan Rickshaw, the 63, and the 98. And they're racing back to the caution. Looks like Morgan McPherson's going to lead us back to the yellow flag. Luke Walker has one more chance. He's not going to catch Morgan though, the yellow. And now we're going to have a 1-lap dash to the finish and see if Morgan McPherson can hold on for this race win. Here we go. The final lap is out. The white flag's in the air. And Morgan McPherson gets a good jump on the last lap. And he's already away. Eli Bright and Michael Cano are left to battle for second. Down to the final backstretch as Eli Bright takes second place, but no one's going to be able to catch Morgan McPherson on the last lap. There's Michael Cano coming to 3 wide with Arena McShane and Emdev, but Morgan McPherson's going to pull away. He's going to come off the final turn to win the Overton's 225 at Chicagoland Speedway. So Morgan McPherson has won again in the Truck Series for the GMS Racing team, and they're in the playoffs, best of all, so we're glad to see the 21 truck back in the playoff for the Truck Series. Monica just went on the grass for the very last lap of the race. Not sure why she did that, but she was 10th when the final lap happened, and after she crossed the line, she was 6th, which was pretty weird, even though she was in the grass. But at the very end, though, she gets into a crash right after the checkered flag. And Steve Larker had a huge flip at the very end of the race. Wow, a hard hit, but he'll be all right. But I just don't know why those trucks went on the apron like that. A lot of trucks did in the apron, but I'm not sure why that was the case. I'm sorry, I just don't know why. I did say Pichu was in the 43. It was actually John Andrews, so I apologize for that. But John Andrews is one of those other drivers that is competing in all 3 races here in Chicagoland this season. The last one I didn't mention was Ethan Wickenhauser, who was running, I believe, in the 51 and 18 for both series for this weekend only. So those are the 4 drivers that are competing this weekend in all 3 series. Chris McKee would start on the pole in the Overton's 300 in the Pokemon X Series race here at Chicagoland Speedway. And there's his teammate Anthony Lopez running second place. Now they're going to go down low, and we'll see if there's going to be any chance of a pass here. And look at Clark McKee. Look at Clark McKee getting a good run up high. Oh man, he got a good run in the high lane, and this is going to be one of those races again. And the last truck race wasn't one of those races, but I guess with the X Series mod, I guess it's a different story. But we have our first lap crash as James Stabilito spins, and one other car was involved as well. Keon Vargas was also involved in the spin, Alicia Russell as well, and there were more than one other car that was involved in the crash in the first lap of the race. There is Anthony Lopez trying to take that lead, but there's that high line again, as Clark McKee has been the strongest car of the race, and he has done well on that high lane. There's Jay Jefferson going for second position, but Anthony Lopez going to have the high line in turns 1 and 2, and yet he's still going to be able to pull away. I'm just not sure why the X Series has such a powerful high line in this particular track, but the Truck Series didn't have that. That's so weird. But anyway, Clark McKee is able to use it to his advantage, just pull away from the 7 every time he gets threatened with the battle for the lead. Jefferson looks to go for second right here, but it's not going to work because, of course, the high lane is just too powerful here at Chicagoland with the X Series cars. It's just, I just don't understand why that is, but hopefully the Cup Series race doesn't have this problem. But we're just going to play it out as it is and maybe make some changes for next season's race at Chicagoland. Who knows? And anyway, there's the 88, and now another chance for Lopez. But I think he might want to not do the bottom lane again because he is just getting overmatched by his own teammate on that high line. So he's been trying his hardest trying to get that pass, but it just to no avail. There's a lap curve, Alicia Russell, and Clark McKee's going to get through her easily. Lopez lost a little bit of time because of he got held up by the 54. But now Jay Jefferson gets held up a bit too, and that's going to put him out of contention to win possibly this race. And there's Andrew Johnson getting held up by the 54. Not so great. Yikes. There's the 18 of Ethan Wickenhauser. I did mention him earlier that he was competing in all 3 races in this weekend at Chicagoland. So there he is in the 18, and he's running pretty well in the top 10, believe it or not. So getting some experience in Chicagoland before the race itself in the Cup race. White flag goes in the air for Clark McKee. It's just that nobody could stop him here today. He was threatened a little bit by the 7 car, but he just was able to overcome that by going to the high line, and it just paid off for him. So now he's 2 turns away from completing a dominating day for the team. And out of the final turn, Clark McKee is going to lead every single lap, and he's going to take the checkers in the Overton's 300 at Chicagoland Speedway. So Clark McKee just had no challengers all throughout the race, and he just pulled away to the win. We hope you enjoy this weekend here at Chicagoland, and don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for new races every single day. And we'll see you guys in the Cup race at Chicagoland Speedway. We'll see you then.